Hello, everybody. Welcome. Happy Friday. It is paid personal mini readings time. And so the directions are pinned in the comments. And also, I'm going to do a little quick housekeeping before we get going. I start with super chats are 10 per question. If you want clarification, advice, or guidance beyond that, it's $15. It gives me the go. And that means one focused question, not multiple questions stuffed into one. You can pay with super chats on YouTube. You can use PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App. I cannot refund the super chat. YouTube take half. So if you do pay either way, I do need you to put your handle name and your question with the payment, or send me a separate email. Because once I get started, it'll be hard for me. If you put it in the chat, sometimes I don't catch it. So it does help keep the flow and for everybody if we follow this. So I do always go in the order of the payment received. No matter before you start, if you sign up earlier, or if you sign up even after I'm already live and going. I look at the time. So look at your time when you sent it. And usually you can gauge where you'll be next if you see who I'm on. And, if it's somebody that you knew was on before you, then there's a way to go, right? So I can't always update, but there's ways to find where you're at on the list. So I only usually stay on for a couple hours. It depends on who signs up, how long, but I don't like to go past 2.5 hours. Just to gauge my energy and give you quality reading. So if you are coming in at any time during one of these live streams, always listen to the beginning for the directions. And I'll always try and say this at the beginning. So I will get to your reading. If I don't and something happens, I'm human. Just email me. I will always refund you if I did not do your reading. All right. If it is a super chat and I miss it for some reason, which I normally don't because StreamYards will tag it instantly. And sometimes it happens. I will do your reading next time I'm live, right, on the next one. And I go Mondays and Fridays at this time. So I will always compensate in some way or another. I give advice about, from the laws of the universe, manifestation, and things like that. And the Hermetic laws, that's where I come from, right? But sometimes I'll offer my own opinions and I'll let you know, right, if I feel called to do so, or an example or an experience in my life, just to make it, maybe the message comes through a little bit, different. But I will tell you these things. And I'm not here to know the answers. I'm here to read the cards as a tool reflection to maybe where you're at, see what's going on in your life. And I really do focus on what you need to do or what might have to shift in the relationship in order for things to change. So it's not always about, it's always about movement for me. I'm always trying to see the best way to move forward. So if you feel triggered or judged in any way, that is not my intention. And I'm sorry if you've ever felt that way or do feel that way. Just reach out and let me know. I'm just pretending like we're just hanging out, tarot night, and I'm doing your cards and, also being a friend and trying to offer some assistance or guidance, right? Or even just some comfort. So with that said, let's go. Let's get into it. All right. So it's kind of a small list, so it might be an early Friday. I said that in the past, and it usually turns out the complete opposite. So right now, hello, Tony. I see you. I do have you on the list. I have Emma, Alyssa, Tony, Valerie, Fernando, Dina so far. And Emma, 3 questions. So sometimes people do pay for multiple. If it seems like I'm spending a lot more time on that, that is why. Hello, Emma. Yes. All right, Mary, I got you on there too. All right, Mary Ellen. All right, it's nice to see some new people. All right, I don't need the screen, I need the email. All right, so let's see what's going on with Emma. All right, so what is Spirit's advice this week? Any advice on the S situation? And life's a nonstop in a good way, right? That was actually kind of my spread this morning for myself. I was like, guys, there's a lot going on right now. And, we always say that, but the more I pay attention, the more I'm just wowed by it. And so even today I had to ask, I was like, what do you want me to focus on in this moment? I'm feeling overwhelmed in all these different aspects of my life. And I'm like, give me a card on each one, right? Because doesn't it just feel like that? It feels, I don't know. So what is your advice for the week? Let's see what I got, and then we'll pull some tarot. All right. So I do see good luck here, and I see wishes granted and blessings happening. So things coming your way. Focusing on the luck that is around you, because it does look like you have a really good energy, and focusing on that. There's obviously some things may show up this week that you have been waiting or wanting for, and maybe some things that you've even forgotten about, right? So there is luck around you. And obviously this card is her moving forward, moving towards the light, moving towards where you feel good, applying that to your life, being around, places where you feel like you expand and don't feel like you're hiding yourself. All right, wait a sec. My phone. I got my phone here, guys, because I will look at your email. So let's see what the tarot says. Yeah, that's very positive energy. All right, so let's see. The King of Swords. All right. So again, the King of Swords is showing up for you. So really just attaching a little bit. And you've been talking about this for quite some time. So I know that's in your energy. And it's like you're showing up like you got this. It's just, staying a little bit emotionally detached to certain outcomes that you may have, or attachments that you may have to the way you think things should play out. There he is again, because your last reading, yet in the membership, right? I do remember saying it was going to be easy to read into this and get emotionally invested in stories that might not be true. Because when you have a situation like the one you're currently dealing with, anything can mean anything, and you can't really tell if something's done out of, a relationship, or because I really want to do it, or I feel bad doing it, because there is some Karen, Karen as in Caring energy there, right? So I am seeing just, keeping yourself detached a little bit this week. Any advice on the S situation, and I see, remember why you came, right? So remember why you even invested in this story to begin with, right? Right? Yes. And especially what you see on social media. Because remember, your mind is going to push what you want to see. And if you start believing something and it's not true, you know what I mean? So what I am seeing though is you're getting this card around S, like just remember, remember why you've put so much energy into this. Remember what your end game is. Remember what your goals are, right? And I see the 10 of Cups is showing up for you with Stefan too. So again, it's like Spirit saying, luck's on your side, wishes granted, a blessing coming in. It's a way of saying right now, focusing on, the bigger picture rather than all the little details with that Aquarian energy. All right. So it's clear as day. It's clear as day with this one. So your third, life is a bit nonstop in a good way. I know I'm almost at 100K, guys. I'm almost there. Thank you for that. So what is Spirit? Okay, what's going on between you, the energy around you and Stefan? And I see the 9 of Swords, right? So it looks like, right now you may be worrying about it more than you need to, because there may not be, I mean, there's just some stress there between the two of you guys, but I think it's because he's going through that with her. And I do see the Queen of Swords. So it does feel like it's more about you. You may be stressing about it, and that, there's things are working out for you. The Ten of Cups, there's another blessing coming in. So it really seems like it's pointing towards you, not doubting yourself. And now you got the King and the Queen showing up for you at the same time. So I think you're doing the right things. What does Spirit want you to focus on? And I see the Two of Cups. Just your relationships one at a time, conversations, the way you're talking to yourself, the way you're talking about the relationship, and focus on a reunion. Focus on what it's going to feel like to reunite, or what's the conversation sound like, you two having a conversation. Switch the gears back again into looking at what you want to feel like, how you want to feel. Because even though the King of Swords is saying detach a little bit, it doesn't mean the King of Swords is detaching from his desire, but you've got to feel differently about the outcome. Like you feeling like it's going to happen, regardless of what's going on here. And that's what I have for you. I think you're doing the right things too. I just think it's it's a little bit different. That kind of throws a wrench into it, her situation with the situation. You're welcome. I hope that's helping. I mean, that was a very positive energy for you moving forward. And it was almost like confirming that, you will focus on getting what you want. Focus on getting what you want. Really, that's it. All right, Alyssa. Hello. All right, let's see. How does your boss currently view you? Hello, how are you? I keep doing that. I keep forgetting because I've known you for so long and I've been calling you by that. Yes, this is my lounge, my house lounge. I see it a lot. I don't wear it outside. I just wear it. It's like a sweatshirt, comfy thing. Hello, Ellie. All right. How does your boss currently view you? All right. Five of Swords. Worried? Conflicted? Confused? Right? I don't know. What are you confused about? What's going on? Are you feeling insecure lately? Second guessing yourself? Because it looks like maybe you're having a hard time trusting yourself. Also, are you just stressing out over all the, yeah, it looks like this can be an external stress, like you're being stressed out by the activity, the external activities. I was just talking about this today earlier. You might be taking on too much mental stuff. You're more of a creative person. Maybe you're getting mentally overloaded by all the details, or trying to do too many things at once, and maybe feeling insecure because you're kind of being pulled in all different directions. But could be feeling sad or down or disappointed in yourself because you're not doing the best you can. But I see somebody here who's very confident in you and knows you have the capacity to do it, but maybe patience with yourself. Yeah. So she may sense that if you're needing to address something, she may be able to, when you say that, you switch the meaning. So just with that little bit of information, it's telling me she may be feeling like she knows you're holding back something, right? Or something's really weighing on you. So I mean, in the Two of Cups. So it's like she really cares about you. And this is about a conversation that maybe needs to be had. Maybe you're saying something happened between the two of you and you're trying to figure out how to address it. It seems like, maybe there was, neither of you felt good about something that happened. The Five of Swords can say, nobody wanted to let down their guards. Nobody wanted to admit they were wrong, or we kept pointing fingers, or we're just not seeing eye to eye here, and we keep arguing, or arguing and not listening to each other. So maybe you're avoiding that, or she's avoiding that. I don't know, but it looks like you're being called to have a conversation to reconcile a situation that's left unfinished. But the Two of Cups and the Strength card, I mean, you guys are building a relationship together. I don't think she's judging you harshly, or I don't think she dislikes you. I don't think she's judging your character. I think she ultimately likes your character. That's probably why you're in the position, and you can deal with things, but maybe sometimes you get overwhelmed or disappoint or second guess yourself. But this is telling me here that you both are important to each other, at least in the professional way. What does Spirit think you should do? And I see the King of Pentacles. Ground in and just keep doing your job and doing a good job, and learning and focusing and listening and keeping things simple. The more it feels like maybe we're complicating something, and is something that you're doing or something. Okay, here's the way I'm going to say it. All right, this may help you. Okay, so this may help you. Okay, so you've been overwhelmed in general, right? And family stuff, life stuff. I mean, I bet you all of us here, we could all sing in harmony, right? And it feels like, so I can't really handle one more thing, right? But when we come to any situation in that energy, in that type of energy, very stressed out, it's easy to get pulled into a situation and make it seem more important, or make it upset us more than maybe it needs to. If we weren't dealing with so much stress, we would see it differently. So maybe this is just saying, patience and calmness with that, being patient with yourself, being calm. Maybe this situation is one that in a couple of days or a week or so, is it worth the consequences? If we have this conversation, is it really necessary? Is it going to help our relationship grow, or is it going to bring some weird energy between us? So you've got to battles here, and I would never tell you not to stand up for yourself or defend yourself, but sometimes I know how sensitive I can be too, and you say you have a tendency to overthink. That's why you always come back to me, because I do too. I understand that. I totally understand that. That's why I give the kind of advice I give about not reacting. I'm all Mars ruled. I react to everything. My entire life, I've caused some shit storms, right? So I have to take a step back and make sure that what I'm getting aggravated at, because it's affecting me, is it worth the relationship? Is it something that but of course, if it's something that you feel you don't want to dismiss, and you don't want to feel dismissed, right? and it's something you value, definitely step up. I mean, the Taurus is all about values, making sure you're seeing my worth. But either way, you are being asked to ground in and, bring patience and calmness to this situation and look at it from more of a practical standpoint. Yeah. Sometimes, sometimes finding middle ground with somebody, it's an energetic thing too, but you can do this without having to say anything. You don't even have to have a conversation sometimes, right? You create the middle ground. You become the person who is that person who already has middle ground with this person. You set the standards by the way you act and show up and how you want to be in every situation. And so you can manipulate situations in positive ways, and you can do that. So you can find another way around this without having to, maybe discuss it. So this is where you become more self-reflective and creative on how you're going to stand in your power and use the work from within to change the dynamic in a relationship. And you gain some sort of trust when you do that with the strength card. When you do it energetically and you're getting physical proof or movement, the way somebody's treating you or acting around you, that's more validating than whatever somebody says. You can have a conversation about everything and it doesn't change anything. But the energy dynamics. All right. I hope that helps. Right. Let's see. Awesome. And I'm telling you, like today too, the energy, I mean, we got the Pisces moon going on. All right. Pisces moon, Saturn and Neptune conjunct. I looked at it before I got here too, and like there's just sense of, still that very potent energy of illusions and dissolving through things and seeing through things and things still feeling kind of surreal, I guess. Just a lot of uncertainty. All right, what's next for yourself and Virgo? What's next for yourself and Virgo? All right, Tone has done it again. Did I just like mix two people? Don't be nervous. Don't be. Okay, so you are nervous. This is a first reading that you maybe have had with me. I tend to focus on what's happening right now, emotional. So I don't like outcomes, especially in weekly readings in a situation that I haven't really worked with you or know the whole story. So I don't like outcomes. And so the energy tells me, what the block might be in the current energy. And I'm always looking for a way to shift that energy so that you can see the truth. Is it my fear or is it the truth? What's really going on with this person? And sometimes the card, it is what it is. And if it points out something and it's true, you'll feel it. But if it doesn't feel like it's true, you got to trust whatever's coming up for you. All right, let's see. All right, Tone. All right, you have the Hierophant here, so guiding it. So, the Hierophant is values, and are we on the same page? Do we share the same values? About commitment. So let's see your Virgo. All right, 5 of Wands. What's the conflict? We got the Sun card. All right. Well, you have a Sun card, and so it tells me there's room for this relationship to expand. All right. And so what is next for you guys? The Five of Wands. You know, you guys are fighting through, you're fighting through the challenges. You guys have a lot of differences to work out. You know what I mean? So you could be feeling like they're working against you at times, and this is a pick your battle type of moment. You know, this is a pick your battles. Maybe you guys have tempers, maybe you guys clash, or maybe you play games with each other, playfully. It doesn't have to be a horrible game plan. It's like, how do they feel though? I can see friendship is very strong. You have, but you guys have a hard time expressing to one another, and you may bump heads a lot. So I don't know if that's the case, right? Now, I also don't know what kind of a relationship you're coming from. Are you together? Are you separated? Are you no contact, or what? Because right now, this is telling me that there's kind of a negative fight going. There's kind of a fight going on here. And we're not, okay, no, so we're not being able to express ourselves, right? All right. So that gives it a different, so let's see their feelings towards you. And I see the 10 of Wands, the way they view you, the Ace of Cups, their actions, what's next? All right. And I see the Queen of Wands. All right. So I do see them communicating with you. You do have the Sun card. You have the chemistry here. There's love. I mean, you guys are in love with each other, are very playful. There's sexual energy and very attractive, right? But you guys clash, right? You guys seem to bump heads on how things should go or play out, right? But I feel like maybe it became very stressful between the two of you, heavy energy. So maybe you guys would just fight a lot, or it was just a lot of challenges. They have love for you though. So, what I'm seeing here is you guys might still be kind of working through the challenges of a relationship. It's clear that you guys have fallen in love, or there's attraction there. But what's the heaviness? If there's another commitment, right? Very stressful, but never fought. So you both had stuff going on. All right. So you both had stuff going on. So this is even that's changing the dynamic of this. All right. Right now, maybe you guys are dealing with some challenges that you guys can't seem to get along here. It's too much. It's too hard on both of you. But that doesn't mean that you guys won't reconnect again, is what I'm seeing. Because there's still something there. There's still an attraction there. So if things were getting very stressful between the two of you, and you both had a lot of stuff going on, when that clears up, that might change the whole dynamic of this relationship. Maybe you guys fought each other, and they view you as the 10 of Wands. So if you had a lot going on, you guys could have been applying, that could have been leaking into the relationship, making it more stressful. All right, anything else? I see the 3 of Wands. So I do see it coming back around. But you are being advised to keep your options open too as well. All right. Well, I don't want to. All right. So keep your options open. I do see a chance for them to come back around. You're wondering how they feel about you. That's the Sun, the Ace of Cups. I mean, you have a place. They've developed feelings for you, but whatever that 10 of Wands is, whatever's going on, or whatever this conflict is between the two of you that pushed you guys away, is the only thing that's blocking this situation. This is a reconciliation card, the Sun card, and the Ace of Cups. But if there's somebody else in the picture, this is a complicated situation. It may not happen overnight, is what I'm getting. But if I were to guess, the feelings are mutual. It's just that the block was heavier. It was harder. Yeah. Well, that's people getting involved. 5 of Wands. That's a bunch of naysayers. That's a bunch of people around, saying things, competing, or causing disputes, causing arguments, causing fights. And that's why it got too much. Now, I don't know if those people stressed you out a lot and that made them feel bad too. I don't know. But they do see you as being, taking on a lot. So that's what I got. Yeah. Well, he thinks he's got to impress them, but eventually who's going to win? It's his life. Yeah. You're welcome. Thank you for being here. All right. Let's see. We have Valerie. All right. Energy check in with. All right. You're welcome. All right. So what's the energy around you with Eric? Let's see. How are you, Valerie? All right. Well, I want to kiss you. I love these cards. They're playful. So I just wanted to see. That feels like a 2 of Cups, right? Looks like a lover's card, 2 of Cups, or 2. And all right, so maybe you're winning in the attraction department. Let me give a good shuffle here for you. Yeah, so many people are dealing with colds. There's a storm going on, that really big storm too. I hope you feel better. It got really cold here in Florida, but nothing like what most people are dealing with right now. I was like, so I hope you're feeling better. It's that time of year. All right. Let's see. The 10 of Swords. What's the 10 of Swords for? All right. We're shifting. We're changing. Look at the King of Cups. So something is shifting. Something's changing. We don't know where it's quite going, but what I will tell you is the past is in the past. It feels like a love story in a sense, and hopefully this is coming in, and maybe that's what's shifting. But it's like somebody's ready to actually go deeper in a relationship. This is very intimate, but you're taking the next step, So it feels like the intimacy is growing if we want to keep it I get all fairy tale, but it looks like the intimacy is growing between the two of you. Maybe we don't know exactly, we don't have a definition just yet of where things are going, but if you're feeling good and you're feeling, I'm holding on to this word all week long, expansion. If you're feeling like there's growth, there's always growth, and you're feeling like you're starting to relax a little bit, and maybe sometimes even more when you're with them, it's because maybe there is something shifting here with you guys. Yeah. Oh, I'm sending you, like, look, right back, right back. Well, they're hearts. I can't. I look at the Magician. So whatever's going on, it seems to be working. And there's going to be some good days. It's going to move around. The energies are going to move around. It's just choose where to focus. Because it looks like you're making it work, right? The magic is there. The magic is happening. All right. Just taking things by the day. It sounds amazing. you know, really, that's really the whole thing. And that's what the cards try to get us to do, is to just, what are you going to do? You know, it feels like we're thrown on this planet and we got to always have to figure things out and always have to do something. And everything is overwhelming. And really, it's just, to be in the moment and to breathe and just take, once you figure one thing out, something else is going to happen. So it's just taking it as it comes and not adding more pressure to yourself in the meantime, you know? All right. That's my words. All right, let's see. Fernando. And you would like a general. All right, so let's see what the energy is around you. All right. So I'm getting transmit your vibration, use your voice. Okay, so somewhere you're being asked to speak up, but also you're being asked to decide what it is you really want and use your voice in a sense when it comes to manifesting. It's like you can change everything that's happening around you right now just by the way you feel. And then declare exactly what it is you want and let it happen. All right. So let me pull tarot. All right. So you have the World card and you have the King of Wands. So new destination, new travel agenda, or maybe need something new when it comes to the goals in your life. Maybe you're at the top of your game. This could also be spirit saying, what does that look like for you? What's your vision for your own future? Especially if you feel like you've come to a place where, you've achieved all you need to here and you're ready for something else. And, you're wondering what that next chapter looks like, or what else can I do, or where am I going, or where am I headed? This is visualization, King of Wands. I've got to see it. And once I see it, go after it and get it. It could be an Aries, Leo, Sag around you, or another person coming into your life. Now I have the Hermit card. Like you've been on the same path for a while, or been on something for a while, and maybe you've gotten comfortable, being the way you are. I don't know if you're single, in a relationship, I have no clue anymore, Fernando. I mean, I don't have a memory like that. I have a pretty good memory with people that come here all the time. So I know what's going on in their situation. And so it's really hard reading for somebody. I have no clue what's going on in your life, or what you're looking for. So I just read the cards for exactly what they say. And it's telling me somebody who's been alone, or is maybe thinking about stepping out and going off on one's own, just to see what else is out there. Maybe we need a new path. Maybe this path has ran its course. It could be some self-reflection. Maybe you've been in solitude for too long and it's time to to change the direction. What's your biggest challenge right now? The Five of Wands. You know, pressure on yourself, or or getting out of the rut you're in, or, you know, competition. Maybe you feel like there's other competition. Maybe there's people around you that you feel are constantly, you know, bringing you down or fighting with you, or they just seem like, or it seems like there's always an obstacle. So it looks like you're trying to avoid challenges. You know, and it feels like Spirit's saying, you know, you have reached a point where you have a blank canvas in front of you and you can go down any path you'd like. You have a lot of experience. And so what are you fighting? You know, and it could be you just don't want to, you don't want to take action, but you have a lot of inner conflict. Maybe you're working through some stuff. I see the death card. I don't know if you grieve in a situation or there's something that you've had some loss recently. And if you have, I'm sending you love. You have a lot of major arcana showing up for you. So it feels like it could even be an ego death or a reality check, or really having to let something go. And you've completed a cycle. But sometimes it can be kind of scary and hard to face, you know, that you got to put some work in. That's physical work. Got to get going. If you're hiding or you know what your challenges are, but you know, this is saying you've got to actively fight or go after or take action towards what it is your goals are, what it is you want to do. And I have the 10 of Cups, so I see some family energy around you. So honestly, if that's, you know, something's going on, maybe an end to a relationship or something happened, or be into a family dispute or behavior, you know, I can see that too. But this is telling me, you know, a wish coming true here with the 10 of Cups. It's like something you've been working for, something you've been striving for, getting you to the end game. All right. You're still on the right path to what it is that you're seeking. And I do see a relationship potentially. Like I said, there could be an ending. There could have been an ending that is still bothering you, and it's keeping you from connecting with other people. And I see the 9 of Wands. You know, so it feels like you've come some. You know, you come a ways. You look tired and worn out here, and you know, do you have the strength? Can you find the strength? You know, this energy here to take that next step. What does Spirit want you to focus on? And I see the Wheel of Fortune. You know, this is, you know, taking your chances, rolling the dice and rolling with it, going for it, trying something new, movement, you know, there's opportunities. And if something does come around again, not another opportunity, you know, well, that could be what's happening too. Another opportunity is coming back around for you, but you've got to actively fight for it or go for it. You know, and the thing about that Wheel of Fortune is it is another opportunity. It doesn't always mean the same person or the same place, but it's another opportunity to do over, to try something different. All right, so that's what I got. All right, Fernando, you gotta let me in a little bit. You're showing up as that Hermit card. Gotta let me in and know what's going on. All right, I love you. Let's see. All right, we have Dina. And Dina, that's funny. You did it right. So I did get your, was it Cash App? And where's your question? I think you emailed me your question, right? Let's see. Where was your question? Oh yeah, your question here. What's in the cards for me romantically? Let's see what I get. What's in the cards for you romantically? Oh, wait a minute. I blocked you on, somehow you have blocked Dina. I just unblocked you. I don't know what I did or how I blocked you, but you're not blocked anymore. All right. All right. You were talking to Gemini since June, on and off, permanently off this time. He's divorced with kids, and I'm ready to move on with what's in the cards for romance. Let's see. Yeah, it was your email. I fixed it. All right, so let's see what comes through first. What sometimes when it comes to love, you know, spirit will tell me what you're doing that might be blocking it. So we're looking at your romantic life. Look at this, new beginnings by springtime. Can't be as straight, you know, that's pretty straightforward. New beginnings by springtime. So Aries, Taurus, Gemini energy. You know, you're looking for new, and so it's bringing in some new for you. So, you know, releasing any guilt, remorse, or regret from the past, holding on to somebody from the past, you know, you might be being asked to let that go and let in new. So let's see what tarot says. Yeah. All right. Tell me about this new beginning. Tell me about this new beginning. Ten of Cups. So it looks like, you know, and I got the Ace of Cups. So it looks like fresh new love, and a love that could last. This could be your next relationship you're getting into. You know, this is 1 month to 10 months, you know, but we're seeing the spring energy, you know, and you have the 10 of Pentacles underneath that. So I don't, you know, sometimes when cards come up like this, Dina, on my channel, when it just feels like, oh my God, this is just so good to be true, you know. And most of us have gotten to a point in our life where we don't believe in, you know, things to be, you know, we don't fall for it that easy, you know, we're like, okay, whatever, you know. So the way I like to look at this is Spirit's telling you that you're on the timeline. You are meant to find yourself a relationship, a stable relationship, one where you can grow together, the Seven of Pentacles, one where you feel like the work you're putting in, you're getting back, you're seeing the growth. And you have both 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, which is a healthy, grounded family future. The way you know, however you define it, right? It doesn't matter, right? And I get that. And especially in that age group right there, it's really frustrated. It's really frustrating. So I can see an offer here, the Ace of Cups. It looks like love, you know, coming towards you. What's your biggest block? You're worried about time. That can be a block. Now, I'm not a psychiatrist, psychologist, and I know that I've had this block before too with me. It's always about time. I feel like I'm running out of time, and so I lack patience, and you know, maybe, you know, I'm trying to, you know, up or figure out a relationship, or I'm jumping into relationships and giving too much time to somebody that is not given to me. So in one aspect, there is no time to fuck around with people who are not yeah, well, that's a block, right? I get that. It's so draining. It is definitely so draining. All right. So I'm gonna say something about that in a second. But the Temperance card is also, you know, don't waste your time on people that are not showing up for you. If somebody's on the same page as you, you're going to know it right out the get-go. All right. There's no time for playing around. And also having the patience to allow a relationship to grow, and which means that somebody may not be exactly the way you thought they were, you know, or your idea of a relationship might show up differently than you thought. That's what I was trying to say. And with time, you'll see it unfold. It could turn into very, you know, divine love. So the thing about the dating apps, you can't do those things anymore. You don't even know who's real or what, and there's just too many things about it. It's gone in its own direction. It's a big rabbit hole. So what do? You've got to find another alternative. So this is where you're going to have to go back to old school, 1980s, 90s, go hang out on the corner with your buddies with the bikes, and get your ass back out there and start playing again, and forgetting about the things, the list of things that you think a person has to have, or your requirements to date in. And it's more about, no, I need to feel this connection. I need to get out to meet some new people, because a lot of people in this new energy that we're going into, Aries type of energy, it's more extroverted. It's getting out there. It's going and doing stuff. So we can't try to build relationships from staying hidden in our house anymore, And so we're challenging ourselves to break out of these barriers. I want to meet somebody. So where can I meet somebody who is in my playing field, and what do I need to do to be? Who do I need to be? What do I need to do to be in the same frequency of the person that I want to meet? And that's where the challenge comes, right? Because we can tend to make a huge list for dating. They've got to have this, and that, and do this, and that. And the thing is a lot of people, they don't even see what they got up front right away. And we can judge a book by a cover, but at the same time, some people, if you think about some of the best relationships you've had in life, they happen out of nowhere, and you didn't always see it. The people grow together. So that's what I got. Hopefully that helps. Oh, yeah. Don't forget that. I forgot to put this up. I forgot to put this up, but I will be taking down this and putting the link up on my community tab afterwards. It's for privacy reasons too, so you guys can find your reading, but not everybody can just click on it and get to your reading. All right. So I do that for privacy. You're welcome. Thank you for being here, Dina. All right, let's see who is next. We have Mary Ellen. All right. What do I do about this Gemini male? What do you do? Let's see. All right, let's see these cards. What do you do? Let's see what Spirit says without knowing anything about the connection. Let's see. All right. Well, let's see. Wishes coming true. And I see also the Tower card. Things falling apart, change, endings, rebuilding, well, lesson learned. So it's one of these, be careful what you wish for, because this Gemini is, maybe coming, it says wishes coming true. So it seems like you really desire them and you're going to call them in constantly. But the problem is, the challenge is it's not stable. Things fall apart easily. You always get them to come around, or you talk to them, maybe connect with them. And it's like a makeup breakup, or, things start to go good and then they stop. So it can be a learning period. I don't know if I knew the kind of connection it was, I could go a little bit deeper, but let's see what these cards say. Let's pull 3 cards, you versus them. I don't know if they're going through a Tower card. Maybe you're waiting on them to move on from somebody. you know, if they're currently, or if you're going through a breakup, it might be too soon, but you guys will be back together. You'll see them again. I see the Three of Pentacles. I see the Queen of Wands. And I see the Six of Swords. All right, so there could be another person in between the two of you, or influence in this situation, because I do see the Three of Pentacles. But the challenge between the two of you is you're ready to move on. You're ready to go. And your person here is still trying to figure out all the pieces, how to make it work, right? They may have a lot going on. Yeah, you're tired of waiting. It's going on. That's 3 years, you know. Three of Pentacles is 3 years. And that's the problem, is you're growing impatient with this situation. And it seems like you guys get things going, but then it's still the Tower card's always the challenge. And, you know, you're starting to frustration, lose patience, aggravated, not feeling chosen. Maybe it starts to mess with you because you've been waiting for somebody to, I'm assuming you've been waiting. So I'm assuming that you've been waiting for them to leave somebody, or come back after a breakup. What does Spirit think you should do? The Page of Cups. Focus on new love, new beginnings. Keep your heart open. You know, if you're finding that this is keeping you from moving forward, you know, that's where the Page of Cups is saying you gotta put the love into yourself. It doesn't mean this won't work out. This is telling me that your wish, you know, may come back around again. But you don't want this person you're losing time with this person. And what if you navigated through a whole different situation, right? You just moved on and you decided to see what's out there and just flirt. You may, one, find that you held yourself back from freedom and new love, true love that could actually form. And two, the thought of losing you may actually be what makes them wake up. But if you're afraid that they won't come after you, because if the truth ends up being that they weren't wanting it as much as you do, that's the part that hurts. And that's the Three of Swords that we are trying to avoid by holding on to the connection. So we don't have to deal with the fact that we're being rejected, or we feel rejected. So it can go either way. But ultimately, I'm seeing here that you still got them. You still got them, and nothing's really changed. Nothing's really changed in this connection. It's a connection, and it's still there. All right, I hope that helped. Yes, you're welcome. All right, Vanessa, I do see you for love reading 2026. You're wanting to know what's going on in love for 2026. Love for 2026. Give me some insights. I see a new arrival, right? So there could be new love coming in, a child. I don't know if somebody's having a child in 2026, you know of, but that's usually the new arrival coming in, having a child with somebody. Maybe somebody around you having a child, if you're not interested. But this can be Ace of Cups energy, new love, new romance, a new beginning in love. So you have something starting, and I see friends, fun, and support. Maybe making some new friends, hanging out with people, getting together at gatherings, trying new things, maybe joining new groups of, in the community, finding that fun, finding that support system. You could be in love through that. This is maybe, like some people might have a spiritual support group, or, some people might have AA, some people might have, CrossFit, things like that. But it's places where you feel supported, right? That's where it looks like there could be a new addition to your friend group, or the group, and that could be the person that's coming into your life. So let's see, we're looking at love. Let me just pull a couple tarot and see. Tell me about this new arrival. This new arrival. I see the Nine of Cups. So it's somebody who's very loving, given, and social, and ready for a relationship. This is somebody that is very generous with their time and abundant. So single, emotionally available, a new relationship. And I see the Three of Pentacles again. So you are getting, that's the Three of Pentacles here. This is the Three of Pentacles. You are seeing that there's love around somewhere where you're feeling loved or part of a group, and, forming a relationship with somebody. That's really standing out here. Now, this is also saying be careful what you wish for, because you could be getting what you wish for, And I always say be careful because I know a lot of you are you can always call back your exes. You know how to, or you can always get some, even energetically, or maybe you reach out, but you can always get a connection to come back around. But whether it changes or not is a different story. So this could be somebody here. You could be reconciling with somebody this year. And I see a King of Wands. So Spirit wants to be specific, and it looks like somebody who's very confident, maybe all about their health, their future goals, they're setting new goals. Aries, Leo, Sag, somebody here maybe physically fit, very attractive. I'm looking at this is talking about new energy. The only time I can really talk about somebody from the past, if it will show me somebody from the past, you can obviously, that's why I said you can call in somebody from the past, right? So I'm looking at new arrival in 2026, and it's talking about a King of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sag. New is good. New is good. And it could be somebody who starts, like I said, as a friend, or somebody who's a part of your social group or support group. That's what I got for you. Knight of Pentacles, right? Somebody who you might meet or know through daily routines. You do the same things, you go the same places. Somebody who you maybe work in the same field, or goes to the same gym, very healthy, or working on their health. Cares about their health. All right, good luck in 2020. We are in 2026. Good luck this year. All right, do you believe it? All right, so let's see. We have Ellie, and then we have Taja, and we have Emma. All right, and then I think we are done. All right, so let's see. Ellie, it's been forever. Welcome, Vanessa. Ellie, Ellie, Ellie. Ellie, Ellie. How are you? Right here. That is awesome. All right, let's see. So you're saying, what do you see coming? And so we are focusing. I just want to make sure clearly we're focusing on work. I applied for another job a few weeks back. That is a full-time. I think the person I spoke to might be the hiring manager. I oddly have a good feeling about it. What do you see coming? Okay, so we're looking at this job that you applied a few weeks back. All right, let's see. Well, I have the King of Pentacles just fell out, so that looks like good news around a job. Any challenges? See the Three of Swords. You'll have to make a choice. That's about it. Tell me one more. I see the Page of Pentacles. Because you have an opportunity here. You have a new job. You applied here for another job. So now you may find yourself torn. One job, you may be making more money, or you might have a chance to grow to a higher position. And the other one, or, it doesn't matter which one, but you may be feeling like you're starting lower, or you have to start fresh, or you might take a pay cut, or just be in a different position than you applied for. So, but I'm seeing here you may have a choice between the two. So it's showing me a good energy. Look, oh my God, look at the Two of Swords. So the Three of Swords as a challenge is the Two of Swords. Two of Swords just came up. So what that's telling me is it looks like you will have ultimately a difficult choice ahead of offer and opportunity coming your way. So now you've got movement in your job fields. Now that what I was going to say here, the Ace of Cups, you have a different kind of energy around you. So you're already working, and that gives you a different energy because you have fuel and you feel a little bit more stable or grounded. And now the energy is shifting, and you're starting to see opportunities open up for you. And that may not be the only one. And you got Seven of Pentacles. All right, so this is staying persistent and just keep doing what you're doing. But it looks like you're growing, and there could be another opportunity to even grow more around the corner, making future plans. That's a great energy to have right now. Just keep doing what you're doing and working it. All right. Thank you for being here. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Kaja. All right. So you did pull the string and you finally did. You texted last night. Let's see. Let's see what energy I get around it. So you texted last night, no response yet. All right, what's next for him and I? All right. So he hasn't responded to you. What's the energy around this? I see incoming communication. I haven't seen this card yet in this deck. Right. So Romy, hi. All right. So it looks like they may reach out to you, but he's holding back right now, maybe. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know how deep and serious the relationship is going. I don't know, but maybe something else is going on. But I do see they will respond to you. So let's see. Maybe they're just trying to deal. Maybe they don't want to seem like they don't want to come on too strong. Let's see. No, you can go ahead, Romy. There wasn't that many today. I'm done. I only have 2 more. All right. So what's next for you and him? What's next? All right. So the 7 of Pentacles. So it looks like he does plan on reaching out to you. So what's next for you guys? I'll look. But so, I mean, I don't know why he's not responding right away, but it is showing me that he plans on reaching out to you. So that's clear right there. Right? You will hear from them again. But does he want to see you? Let's see. 8 of Swords. Right now, there might be a lot going on, or he's not 100% sure. That's possibly why he's trying to figure out what to say. Maybe is something else going on with them. Now I got the Judgment card. Maybe he's thinking, yeah, I know, I feel you. So how can I say this without it triggering you and making you feel like this? I look at current energies as in that this might pass faster than you can imagine, you know? Right now, he may be thinking about the past and thinking about what happened, and he may be judging his next move based off of the past. He might be testing you. You know, there could be some second guessing here, second guessing oneself. So that could be the only thing that's holding him back. What's his next actions towards you? I got the 2 of Wands. So I do see, again, I see him reaching out. Maybe, see, maybe that's it. You just came up with that answer and I like it. That could be, if that's the first thing that came up, maybe that's what he's done before to you. To see where you're at, to test you where you're at. Because I'm seeing here hesitating, but he's going to reach out to you. Maybe he's trying to test the waters or see what you'll do next, right? And I have the 2 of Swords. So again, it's like he wants to reach out, but he's going back and forth. It looks like he's talking himself out of it or going around in circles. Will you guys reunite eventually? You know, and I have the Three of Wands. So it does look like you guys will eventually move or move forward, maybe reconnect. But right now it feels as though he's holding back. And the reason why is, you know, something that's going on around him that's messing with his judgment. There could be other people saying something, or there's argument or disappointment around him right now. He's dealing with other people, and maybe he thinks it's not the right time. Right. I don't know what else to say if you're confused. I don't know. I don't know what to do. But that's what I got. You know, it's kind of hard. You have a history here. Maybe that's what he wants to do. I don't know. Does he want to keep you out of what he has going on? Yeah, the Four Swords. It looks like he's dealing with something, you know, he doesn't want anybody a part of it. The Four Swords, he's just, to me, the Four Swords is somebody that's just resting, quiet, taking their space, or staying in their own lane. And then simply it could be that they just not ready to reach out. It doesn't have to be so, because the Four Swords shows me somebody who's just maybe recovering. I don't know. Is he an alcoholic? Is he recovering from the night out? Is he recovering? Or maybe there's a lot going on and he's just not ready to reach out. I don't know how else to say it. You know, is he interested in you? And I see the Six of Wands. So I'm seeing there's attraction there. You know, maybe just hasn't had a chance yet to take off. All right. So I don't know what else to say about the situation. You're in the early stages, the twos and the threes, with the Two of Swords, Two of Wands, and the Three of Wands. You're in the early stage, Taja. So it's like anything could be going on right now. He may have been looking at reaching out to you as, you know, oh, this is great, I got to talk to you. But maybe, you know, it was just to check up and say hi, you know, and maybe it's too early, too soon to decide anything. No, you're gonna, I don't know. That's what it's saying. The Two of Swords, reaching out. I'm getting just reaching out to you. Messages reaching out to you. So listen to the message from the beginning because it kind of answers all those questions. But the reason he's not reaching out right now is the Judgment and the Eight of Swords. When I ask if he wants to talk right now or see you right now, it's saying no. You know, the Judgment, you might be making a judgment call based on what's going on around him or based on the past between the two of you. It could be something like that. I don't know. But it's still too early to really tell. Like, you guys are just, he might just be a dude who just doesn't answer a phone call for a day. And the Two of Wands and the Three of Wands is showing potential to meet up, to connect, to reconnect, to get together and hang out. Right? So there's always potential, but there's always potential for these cards to happen. I don't know what else to say about it, but he's got to reach out. He's got to do the thing. And that's what I have. I'm sorry, Taja. I wish I could have got some like amazing, you know, but If I want it to be real, it's to me, it's somebody who's sitting on the fence, and I've been real the whole entire time, but if I want to clarify or simplify it, don't wait for anybody. But what it sounds like to me, is that you were more excited maybe about it, and that you know, maybe, he's thinking about you, but it may have not have been, he might not realize how important it was to you. And so he could just be sitting around, not even thinking about it yet, but maybe he'll answer later, But I know that that doesn't feel good to you. But the aces and the twos are so early in the stage that you can't judge a situation based off that. I mean, I wouldn't wait for anybody, but what does that mean? It's too soon. See if he reaches out over the next couple of days, and if he doesn't, and you try again, and he's not responding to you at all, there's your true answer. All right. All right. We got Emma, and then you, Romy. Taja, I hope he follows through. I will deal with him. And well, that's what I mean. And the reason why I'm going with that one, Taja, is because I've dealt with somebody like that before. It's like, yeah, you're welcome. All right. Let's see. All right. So let's see. Can I get anything with S and how to D? Let's see what comes up. All right. How does S feel about you? How does S feel about you? All right. Maybe still a little heartbroken. Oh, look at this. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy showing up for him. You're on his mind. Masculine energy. Right, but he's not taking any action yet towards you. That's in the challenge position. But I'm still getting a little grief, heartbroken, emotional, but he's not doing anything about it. And also, look at this karmic cycle, repetition, soul lesson. He knows there's karma between the two of you. And he may be thinking about you right now too, because he's dealing with the other situation too, which is bringing up maybe some stuff. Let's see what the tarot, let me pull some tarot for it. Let's see his energy towards you and you. All right, so his energy is the Tower. His energy towards you, the Six of Swords, and you, the Nine of Cups. Well, you look better now than ever. His energy is being pulled towards you because you look more enticing than the situation he's in. He's in the Tower energy. So the way I'm looking at this is, yeah, he's going through some obviously she's going through a crisis or whatever. And the more unstable that situation becomes, and also the Tower card could be how he's feeling inside. And we're seeing him emotional, the Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy. So obviously inside he's feeling emotional. you know, and maybe he's trying to ignore it, you know, not process it, you know, this grief here. It's like, I'm still trying to be a man here and not process my emotions. No, I'm just kidding, guys. All right, just being playful. And but that's masculine energy, you know, being tough, being strong, right? But actually being strong and being tough is being vulnerable. It does feel though, as the tower falls over here, his energy towards you is the Six of Swords. And he's being pulled towards you because you are looking more grounded. When somebody's going through chaos, the people around them that are the most grounded or secure really stand out, right? So I would say you don't want to watch the tower. I've always told you that. You don't want to watch the tower fall. It seems like, you know, it's the watching the plank, watching the clock when you're doing a plank. So you don't want to do that, but believe and know that the energy is drawing him closer to you. So he's exiting a situation which has given you the opportunity to get your wish finally. All right, so still attracted to you, energies all around him, but all right. He's very, he got the Five of Wands. He's just trying to keep it together. Very conflicted. I'm a tough guy. All right, Susan. Yes, go ahead, Susan. I'll finish with you. I got Romy, and I'll finish with you, Susan. All right, let's see. I guess I'm trying to add a little fun in there. Let's see. Yeah. You know, the tower's happening right now for people, you know, if you're in situations that are not stable, you know, it feels like it's a coming crumbling down. So you are having a dinner tonight. Okay. All right. So he's coming over for dinner soon with others of my friends. What is next for us? That's pretty awesome. What are you cooking us? Emma, thank you. All right, what's the energy around this? What's next for you guys? How's it gonna go? I don't know if I should use these cards for this question, but I want to see what it gets. All right. Right. Silence block, celebration. All right. So I'm seeing celebration and I am seeing Dayton, but there's a block still showing up here. Hopefully, let's see. Let's see what's going on. Let me get the cards out. So it looks like good times. Maybe I'm in my head, I'm going, is your friend blocking you? Is your friend blocking you every time you try to talk? Watch out for that. I'm trying to figure out that energy because this energy does not relate to the situation, but it has something to say, right? So hopefully somebody's not blocking you or you feel like you're not heard, or maybe there's some quietness. Maybe there's a little bit of, you know, the block is staying quiet. So I don't know if you're you know, if somebody's not wanting to open up, or somebody's blocking the conversation between the two of you. So let's see his energy around tonight. All right, the Judgment. And I'm seeing the Page of Wands. And the Knight of Cups, right? So this could lead to some flirting tonight. It could lead to, you know, some fun, some celebrating, some hanging out. There still may be a decision about taking it further, but it looks like it could move further. It looks like you're taking the next step, getting closer to this person. Is it with that block about? The Strength card. All right. So I'm seeing a mask. I'm seeing a mask, all right? So it feels like maybe you're feeling, try not to read into the situation too much tonight, because they could be really, you know, staying quiet. If they're quiet or standoffish, it could be because they're nervous. So try not to read too much into the mask, that they may be feeling judged, or, and maybe that spirit's saying that could be your block. You might be reading into things. So loosen up tonight and have confidence. You might be judging yourself or thinking that he's judging you. That could be the block. But what I'm seeing here is you have some fun coming in, a possible romantic date coming in. What's next for you guys? So what does Spirit think you should do? And I see the 10 of Pentacles. Right? Focus on just investing your time and having a good time tonight. That is a gathering of family. That's having a good time. It looks like it's going to be a very successful night. You've got a lot of people around you. And so here I'm seeing let down your guards. Let down your guards a little bit. And talk. And I see the 8 of Pentacles. So, you know, this is bringing you guys closer. That sounds pretty exciting. Yeah. Well, I think those cards were really, sometimes, you know, we come across, you know, very, very stoic, you know, and very tough, you know, because we're afraid to be judged, even, you know, in a situation. But I'm getting just to have fun and let loose here with the Page of Wands. Just have a good time with everybody there. This is when they see you. This is when they really get to know you. This is when they see you shining at your best. Right? And even if he judges your cooking, he may, and if you're like me and the cooking's not that great, they may still eat it just because they know how much love went into it. And that's what they really care about. You know, how many times, oh my God, I can't believe my kids survive sometimes. All right. So I hope you have a great time tonight. All right. So this is going to be the last one. Questions closed. Let's see. All right. Suzanne. He said once he wanted to date a woman that looks like his mom. What kind of food does his mom cook? Better start mastering it. All right, let's start off with some energies around you before I get started. She's got 2 questions here. Italian. Ooh, that's right. I don't know why I even asked that. I knew that. All right, I'm seeing new love and reconciliation. So, but the question is going to be, where do I stand? So around your Scorpio, I'm seeing, and you're also asking what's next in love for me, if anything. So it's like these cards are answering all of them, right? It's showing new love potential coming in for you, but also reconciliation with Scorpio. Now, the challenge is there's still too many questions not answered. Where do you stand? And this might be a pattern that you need to interrupt, because you may be attracting people, or it feels challenging to you, but you never know quite where you stand in the relationships. And you're questioning it for far too long, maybe, because that's the challenge in here. Like, you never seem to get the answers you're looking for, or you're always just left kind of guessing about the relationship, right? So if it's new love coming towards you, it feels as though, and I'm going to pull some tarot, that it's saying you've got to know where you stand right out the gate and not play around with, well, there's a connection, maybe we can try from here. It has to be more than just a connection. And then whenever we talk, everything's okay. They have to really physically set the intentions, show up. You guys have to be on the same page before you start getting invested, is what it feels like. Not getting emotionally invested before you don't even know where you stand. So let's see, Scorpio, what's going on? How does he feel? A lot of us do that. We have the answer at the beginning, but we're like, oh, but I feel a connection. Let's trust it. Let's see if it goes somewhere. Let's see if it happens. All right. Well, Three of Wands here. So Three of Wands is saying two things. Just stay open to the possibilities. Obviously he's coming back around again, Scorpio, but also stay open to the new opportunities as well. And no more waiting around for anybody, or waiting around, where do I stand? Do you know where somebody stands when you are into them? That's the hardest thing, is we make excuses for other people. But if somebody can't figure out where or what they want from you, and you already know, and you're being clear, it's like we got to be on the same page. I have the Four of Swords for Scorpio, so I do see no contact still. How's he feeling? Next actions. I see the Star card. He still thinks about you. And I see the Eight of Pentacles, so he'll be back around. Now, like I said already, I already kind of said it with Scorpio. Yes, it looks like you'll break the no contact. The Star is showing there's still hope there, but there's also still hope that they've changed, and hoping they changed. And that could be the same thing that's coming in. I feel like your Scorpio is still avoiding the where do we stand type of energy. Like, what is this? They're still not giving you. But every time they come around, they do it on purpose. Anytime they answer to you, it's like they're trying to give you some speck of hope, but they're still avoidant. And that's not a game you need to. They play with it, like it's playful, but it's not. That to me just seems like somebody here that wants to know that you're still there. So next in love, we do see new love potential. And I see the Five of Wands. So this is going to be challenging for you, because you do get fixed on a situation. And once you're highly focused on a situation, it's really hard to focus anywhere else. So choosing your battles wisely now, and also getting out of your comfort zone. shifting where you meet people, where you talk to people, what your next action is. Planning your next action. The Five of Swords. Looks like I'm coming up with a big block before you get to this new love. And it looks like, there's so many questions, worry and confusion when it comes to relationship. And I see the moon. So here, new love is around you. But I'm feeling like you're dealing with conflict and mental stress when it comes to not being able to see it come, not you're sort of waiting for change or waiting for something to happen or waiting for something to change. But it looks like Spirit is saying you've got to make something change here. This is you taking action towards a situation, because it looks like you're letting your subconscious kind of hold you back from connecting with somebody emotionally. So that's why, although it's saying new love coming your way, but are you blocking it from coming in with that moon card? Or you just highly doubt it? What does Spirit think you should do? The Three of Cups. Get out there and play with some friends. The Three of Cups is finding yourself going places, going out with good friends, people that love and support you, dating again, opening up your availability, trying to date again, keeping things light, and listening to your friends is what I'm getting, right? So you are being asked to get out of your comfort zone and get out there with some of your friends. Do some different things to invite love in, because there could even be somebody who's a friend of a friend or somebody who's in your friend group. That could be, because the moon card tells me that you might not even know who this person is. There's love coming into your life, but you might not see it coming, but it's a challenge for you to make these changes or take action. That's what I've got for you. So with new love, next in love is you've got to face your fears, your challenges when it comes to one, why you keep connecting with people that you never know where you stand. You have to challenge yourself to move on quicker from people who keep you guessing. And make it more of a game, trying to meet new people. So that's what I got for you, Susan. No, this is Super Chats. Tuesday is for the membership. These are paid mini readings. And Tuesday's pretty cool too, because Tuesday we're going to be having an introduction to a really cool tarot show that Ann and I are doing. And it's going to help deepen your knowledge with tarot. We'll make a post here this weekend, and even if you're not in my membership, you can sign up just to join that class, or whatever. I don't want to look at it as a class because it's really kind of different than that. But anybody can sign up. Yeah. If you can get one in right now, I can take your question if you wanna get one tonight. But otherwise, I am closing up shop. These transits right now are really hitting hard. All right. Oops. Okay. So are you sending one in or um all right, I haven't seen anything yet, so I don't know, Elsa. Are you still here? All right. Well, I think we're done. So I will see you guys soon. Thank you, everybody. Take care.